Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to About 12 Acres. Today we're talking about rain, erosion control, and a culvert project that I'm working on. Now, I'm not here to teach anyone how to do it. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. I'm sure there's better ways, I'm sure there's worse ways, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going along the steps of putting together the culvert and making sure that the rain that we have so constantly coming down doesn't erode and collapse the sides. I've actually never seen the creek this full before. Well, the rain finally stopped and I was able to finally get out on the land and work with the tractor. I want to finish this culvert up real bad before we get even more rain, and I want to fight this erosion and these big huge mud puddles that are forming at the base of where the packed dirt is. Initially, this wasn't the design that we were going to go through, and I actually had to modify the culvert, which is why I'm having to retroactively fix that part. Everything was going smoothly. I was getting some work done, moving some big boulders from my neighbor's side to my side, and suddenly it wasn't so good. Oh, my tire came off. That's not good. That's not good at all. So as you can see, my tire is gone. Well, it's not gone, it's right there, but it's not right there. And I'm not really sure what led to that, other than that I was moving some heavy rocks back and forth, and I'm not sure if a couple of the bolts were loose or what. But it's not there anymore. So the bolts themselves are completely stripped. The threads in here are completely stripped, and I'm gonna have to replace this entire section. Not fun, but it's something that has to be done. So let's do that today. So the actual parts that we're changing out are the rim and the hub assembly, which is what the rim attaches to. As soon as this happened, I actually called Summit Tractors and I told them what happened. They were very cool about sending parts overnight at those following day, and it was pretty great on their part. They were, again, very helpful. As far as getting it changed, I had to wait. The holidays happened. Stathis from H&K Enterprises came out. He is one of the regional trained techs on Summit Tractors. He's been trained by Summit. While he was out here, he actually torqued the other side for me, and we found out that 3 of the 5 lugs on the other side were completely loose. Well, not completely loose. One was completely loose, and the other 2 were not torqued to spec. So what we did is we actually pulled them all out. We put some orange Loctite on all of them, and we tightened them with a torque wrench to spec. So the following day, went back out on the land. It was freezing. I hadn't been that cold in a long time. There was ice everywhere. I ran the tractor for a little bit just to get it warmed up and get those fluids circulated. We're gonna shut it off now. All right, so we ran the tractor for a little bit, get it nice and warmed up. Well, as best we can. It's still very icy. But what I got here is some 80/90 gear lube. We're gonna be putting it down here in the axle. That's gonna give us some nice lubrication, refill what we lost yesterday. Some more good news is that a bunch of the attachments that I was waiting on came in. I got my post hole digger, I got my rear blade, I got my bush hog. I got everything I ordered now, so it's gonna feel like we can actually get in business here. I've been working a lot with the box blade and the grapple on the front, as well as the bucket, but now we can actually do a little bit more precision with the rear blade, and we can get some posts up and get some fences up. One of the bright sides of these last couple of days is that I found a spot where we're gonna be building the cabin. I'm very excited about that project because that's gonna allow me to leave some of my stuff here and not have to be living out of my truck back and forth when I come here and work on the property itself. I'd like to have this place to stay already and kind of make this patch of dirt feel a little bit like home. Well, in order to finish the culvert, I'm waiting on some material that I ordered. It's going to be some riprap, some crushed stone, and some washed stone. In the meantime, I'm cutting briars by hand. It's my favorite task on earth, said nobody ever. Briars. I want to get the tractor back here to the build site, but before I can do that, I got to cut this path. I really don't like these plants, but I do understand that they are necessary to the ecosystem. A lot of the birds and small critters find homes and refuge in there. In fact, I've been seeing a lot of coyotes on the property and not very many bunnies, and I really like those bunnies. So what I'm gonna do is kind of control and mitigate these briars as much as I can because, again, they are necessary. Now for these big stumps that I'm leaving behind, I'm actually going to use the tractor later on to dig those stumps out a little bit and cut them by hand at the root so that that tree doesn't come back and I don't have a 4-inch stump sticking out of the ground in the middle of my trail. On the next video, we're going to finally apply that material to the culvert and finish that project once and for all. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.